Good morning and happy Sunday. So, I would like to call this the final part of the Wild Willy 2 build, but I don't think it's going to be. Because as you can see, we've got almost all the parts here that need to be painted. I've assembled the driver. I just spent a couple of hours this morning just putting a few parts together, and it really took me back to the static model days with the smell of the glue and trimming the parts up so that they fit properly. It was a great bit of fun. I'm actually glad I did that off camera because it was a little bit of me time with a plastic model. Yeah, it was good, very much needed. So the body, obviously everything's getting painted. Pretty much the only thing that isn't getting painted are the spotlights, or the fronts of the spotlights anyway. They're supposed to be white anyway, so they can just stay white. Driver's head, I have glued it together and given it a bit of a sand back, cleaned up that glue line. Not going to really go into cleaning up much of the actual driver, but that's all going to get painted. Pretty much everything here is getting painted. The olive drab, and yes, we did get paint. We have our olive drab 2, and went and just bought some extra, or we ran out of flat black on the last car, but I do buy the original olive drab and not the olive drab 2 in the paint for airbrushing, because it is a slightly different color and I think it just gives it a nice contrast. So I actually have 2 cans of olive drab 2 and semi-gloss clear. I wanted to buy flat clear, but they didn't have any, so hopefully that works, because once we do all the airbrush colors over the olive drab, as we found out from the FAB, these Tamiya paints, when they're airbrush, scratch really easy. So with a semi-gloss clear coat over the top, that should prevent that from being an issue. The jerry can I've glued and screwed and mounted and made a bit of a mess of it actually, but a little bit of Lexan in to cover that up, and we're just experimenting, trying to make some sprue goo, and I don't think it's going to work. I don't know, I think I'm using the wrong kind of glue. I've got ABS glue here and I've got styrene cement in there. Well, it might work. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just going to make up some sprue glue, and if it works, just fill in these edges, a bit of a sand, paint them up. This paint job will not be getting done today. It'll be getting started today. It won't be finished. There's a lot of little details that I want to add, like a little hook for your winch setup. This is just sitting together. It's not screwed together yet. Yeah, I'm going to make up a little rope and hang that off the winch. Little things like that. Oops. Nitrous bottle out of the old Palmer Hemi kit. I have a second one there that's sort of half built, and it's still got the plug wires and a little roll of a steel braided line for a hose. Oh no, bum billet. So I'm going to use that steel braided line and attach it to there with some small heat shrink tubing, hopefully without melting the plastic, and probably just drill a hole in the dash there somewhere and run it in there. Same thing with the fire extinguisher on the back. There it is. I'll just drill in there and use some black wire to mount a hose down to the actual fire extinguisher like they're supposed to be. The roll bars are getting painted as well, just flat black, but we're going to mask off all these gaps so that they stay shiny. And that's about it for them. And obviously paint the fire extinguisher red and detail the valve and all that sort of stuff. A lot of painting. The nitrous bottle we're going to paint in the French blue. It's supposed to be sky blue, but I don't have any, so we're painting that in the French blue. Hopefully there's enough there. And then we're going to come in with the either chrome or black straps and put a bit of detail on the again on the valve. Steering wheel, we're still deciding about that. Front lights, still deciding about that. We're going to spray it in the TS28 first, and then probably mask off and spray the actual light silver. That's about it, really. What I'm going to do is partly assemble the body with the front grille. Hey, come on. Mount up the front grille. Oh, I have my screwdriver back, please. We put everything away to start this video now. I need it again. So, obviously I've already put the screws in for these. Not putting all the screws in. I think I'm actually going to mount the, that way. I think I'm actually going to mount these so I can paint everything at the same time. There's two millimeter screws that screw them in, so can I get those four, please, Zach? It says to glue these parts in as well, so I might do that. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem getting that grill back out if they're glued in. I don't think. I won't glue them in just yet. I'll just screw them in, and we'll get all this olive drab painted first. That rear piece just slides in, and we can just do up our screw. This is just so that we can get all the camo pattern even all over the car. Uh-oh.
Possible.
Alright, so now give me what you got there, mate. Think about having a dark, stained hardwood floor in a half dark room. You drop stuff on the floor and you never see it again. So what do we got here? This is probably really boring for you guys, so we're probably going to speed up a lot of this. But basically this is our plan. We will keep dropping screws and hopefully get this body sort of mocked up. I just can't hold on to anything this morning. Okay, we're back. That was actually a little bit fiddly. So we have our screws in. I said I wasn't going to glue it, but I think I'm just going to come in. I'm just using Revel plastic cement, which I've had for probably 20 odd years, and never seem to ever run out of it. I'm just gonna put some in the rear of these inner wheel guards, arches, inner fenders you might call them, across the pond. So incidentally, sort of how cool would that look poking up out of the bonnet, eh? Hey, that'd be different. I'll drop my bum again. Right, enough mucking around. We got work to do. Now the windscreen surround. Oops, now I've got glue going everywhere. Windscreen surround doesn't actually mount to the body shell. It mounts to the front portion of the roll bar. And since, where's my cutters there, please? Since the body is getting painted green, and the roll bar is getting painted black. I'm trying to decide whether to mount the roll bar in the car, or probably first mask up the roll bar, mount it in the car, then mount windscreen surround to the car with the with this front panel here, so that we can get all the camo pattern nice and even. Or do I just paint this separate and just wing it and hope for the best? So we'll make a bit of a decision about that. This I'm just going to put the screws in, which probably should have gone in before those inner wells. It's a trick for beginners. So yeah, I'm going to have a look at that. The dashboard, there's a bit of detail on there. There's the old radio. Yeah, it's just getting blown over in the olive drab as usual, and just a bit of paint detail just with the brush. And the decal for the instruments is going on. We'll probably use the bright light stickers, and that's about it really. And probably the big sticker for the spare wheel. I'm also going to come in and smooth off that seam line. Well, I think that's about it. So we'll pack all this stuff up, get our paints ready, get our airbrush ready, and we'll see you downstairs in the paint booth. So here we have all of our main parts painted up in the primary colours that they need to be. We'll start with the roll cage. I assembled the roll cage and just threw over some PS55 flat clear, just to dull down the shiny black plastic, because all of these parts here are supposed to simulate like padding around the roll bars, and the padding is never shiny, so we'll just dull that down a little bit and it's come up alright. The fire extinguisher, I'm just going to take this arm back off and mask up all of the black and spray paint the fire extinguisher red, and then do the details on the gauge and the trigger and the straps and all that sort of stuff. So that's that one. The main body is all sprayed with the TS28 olive drab 2. All that's left to do with this, I'm probably going to paint the top of the fuel tank here with either a silver or a light gunmetal. The seat is going to be NATO brown, and then well, first of all we need to do all the camouflage paints. Now you cannot mount the windscreen directly to the body shell. It mounts to the front of the roll bar. Now, obviously I don't want to get any of the camo paint on the roll bar itself, so I'm going to disassemble this roll bar and just cover the roll bar with some aluminium foil, and then mount the windscreen surround just with one screw, and then mount that into the body, and then that will let me spray all the camo colours, so that we keep the pattern even. Gear sticks, obviously gear shift, and then the transfer case stick. That's just painted in metallic black, and I'm going to paint the knobs brown. Two halves of the winch. That's just a light gunmetal, and then a silver leaf for the front portion. And then we're just going to come in with some detail painting with a black wash inside the fair lead there, and put some detail on the actual winch rope. And that's pretty much all we're going to do with that. The driver, I ended up spraying over the complete thing with light sand, and his boots are going to be flat black. His gloves are going to be the the olive drab, whether it be the olive drab 2 or the original olive drab, out of the paint pot, and then put some detail on his belts and the buckles and the padding around his shoulders, and then give him a little bit of camo around the actual suit, using the flat black and the olive drab. His helmet is all done in olive drab 2. Now, since this is supposed to be kind of a racing military vehicle, I'm still going to use the same camouflage colours, but they're not going to be like patterned like the car. I'm actually going to tape up some kind of racing stripe kind of patterns, and use the colours that way, and just have to do that and see how it works out. But that is the plan for that one. The jerry can of our sprue goo experiment seems to have worked using the ABS cement. I've only just put that on a couple of hours ago, so that's still going off. I'm probably going to let that sit for a day or two, let it dry completely so I can sand it back, so that when it sits on the back of the car, you don't have that cavity inside the jerry can. The spare wheel is here somewhere. Here we go. Again, all in olive drab 2, and that is going to get screwed onto the back for when we do the camouflage patterns. So I think that's about it. The dashboard, that just needs some detail painting. The radio, the decals for the instruments, the handle, and stuff like that. It really won't take long. It probably won't even show that. Nitrous bottle, it's the wrong colour blue. This is French blue. It's supposed to be sky blue, but it's pretty close. So I have my steel braided line out of the Palmer Hemi kit. I'm just going to join that onto there with some heat shrink tubing, and hopefully I don't melt the actual plastic or destroy the paint. But yeah, there's going to be some detail painting in there for the valve and pipework and all that sort of stuff. And then the sticker goes on, and that just gets screwed into the body. So I am probably going to do everything that I just said and take it back downstairs and do some airbrushing. I might show you a bit of that, I might not. I'm on my own today, so I'm builder, painter and cameraman at the same time, so you're gonna have to forgive me if things are a little bit off compared to what they usually are. So we'll see you back downstairs when we do the camo paint. So there is the main camo work done on the body. I don't know if it turned out as well as a fast attack, or I don't know. That didn't turn out too bad. Actually, if we set it next to the fast attack, obviously the fast attack has all the accessories on it, and this is just a plain body at the moment. You can see that I mounted the windscreen surround just by masking up the roll bar with some aluminium foil, and just mounted in with one screw, just so that I could get the patterns correct. But airline's alive. They're going to look pretty good together, I think. So on to the rest of the painting. Alrighty, so we've done all of our, I think we've done all of our camouflage paint work. You would have seen that a couple of seconds ago. Now I did end up spraying over everything with the semi-gloss clear, and it did turn out quite nice actually. But as I was spraying the semi-gloss clear, while it was still wet, it looked really, really shiny. I thought, oh, that kind of, I don't mind that. So I was on the second coat of the semi-gloss clear when the big fella himself, young Adam from Adam's Playground, commented on our last video where we were talking about we didn't know whether to leave the the rims chrome or to paint them, and he said, well, with his preference, he'd leave them chrome because it's kind of a like a military show truck racing kind of thing, and I was kind of thinking on the same lines, even before he commented on that video. It's kind of a military exhibition vehicle, like you can imagine. You know, the military getting together and building a special car for some special event or something like that. So I was already heading towards that anyway. So we are going to leave the rims alone. They're going to stay chrome. But as Adam made that comment and I read it and thought about it, I thought, well, why not take a little, one step further and make the whole thing look pretty. So that's what I did. Now, before I show you the body, I want to show you what I did with the driver's head. So it's not perfect, but it is my first time trying out the 3mm Tamiya flexible masking tape, and I did say I was going to try and do some kind of a racing stripey kind of a setup, but use the same camo colours that we have been using. So I thought that turned out alright, and once the face is painted up and the bezel and all that, that'll look pretty cool. So I just wanted to show you that. Now onto the actual car. I'll just take the body off the chassis. Well, no, I'll leave it there. I ended up going over the whole body in actual gloss clear, just to put that bit of a shine on it, since we got the shiny chrome rims. Now that you've seen it with the rims, I can take the body off. So everything turned out, I mean, it's not like show car glossy shiny, but it's pretty shiny. It looks good out in the sun. So yeah, that's the way we're going with it. So all the other painting is going to be exactly how I said, and I'm actually halfway through some of the detail painting, which you're not going to see in this video. We're going to have to split this video up into this painting escapade into 2 videos. So this will be the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your support. Have a great day, and we'll see you when this car is finished.